guys, and welcome to the Sims 4 Decades Build Challenge. I'm Vintage Sims, and today we are building a small farm. I got the inspiration to do this challenge from Irrelevant Sims. She does amazing builds. I seriously just sat in bed for 2 days and watched her Decades Build Challenge. It was amazing. But my favorite part of the Decades Challenge is building the house and styling the Sims, so I figured I might as well do the build challenge. But I didn't want to totally copy Irrelevant Sims when I did it, so on top of doing a working class kind of poor family house build, it's not always going to be super poor, but middle class to working class, lower, not rich people house. And then I'm gonna do one big kind of estate home for each decade. So if you don't know, the Decades Challenge goes from the 1890s to current times. It's now 2017, and it just you kind of have different rules for each decade, and it's really fun if you like historical stuff like I do. But I just really liked building the houses, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out of my system to just build a bunch of awesome houses. And so on top of doing the rich people house and the poor people house, that's a great description of what I'm doing. I'm going to do one retail lot. So for the 1890s, I am going to do a what would you call that, like a gallery, but today we are building the small farmhouse. So as you can see, I've built the outside of it. I don't have the picture that kind of inspired me anymore, but a lot of different houses inspired me, so I'll just put some pictures up maybe and show you guys kind of the gist of what inspired me to build this house. But for this family, it's just a mom and her 2 sons, and they just have a very, very small home. The father died, left them a tiny bit of money, but just enough to get by. They have to do farm work kind of to live here and keep up with things. But yeah, I'm doing the kitchen right now, as you can see, and the kitchen was actually a lot of fun. I kind of didn't know at first where to put things, and then slowly I kind of branched out and was like, I'm gonna try to make a big stove area, because that's kind of what it would have looked like back then. They had wood stoves and lots of what do you call that, stone. Yeah, I just thought it looked really cool after I did that. So I was actually really happy with the kitchen, and I put in all of these shelves, and I kind of wanted it to look like they just had lots of canned items from their garden basically. And I had to move that counter away because everything wanted to go onto the counter, and I was going insane trying to put these things up there. But I think it looked good in the end, although I kind of wish I would have put that like barrel a little bit lower, because I feel like that's really high up for a sim to reach that barrel. And if they're trying to get their booze out of that barrel, they gotta get on like a step stool or something, you know? And that's just way too much work to get drunk. You know, if you want to party, you gotta make it a little easier. All right, so I'm putting in the cabinets, which I always forget to put in cabinets. It's really bad. Like, I could never figure out why my Sims kitchens looked so bare. And then I started watching other people's builds and was like, oh my God, I never put in cabinets. I don't know, but I just always forget like really big things. Like a build I did recently, I forgot the bathroom. Who forgets the bathroom? Me, apparently. Me, I forget bathrooms. So I got completely done, and then I had to like move the house to the side just to fit a bathroom in. I felt so stupid because I just spent like 6 hours making this house and didn't put a bathroom in. But anyways, right now I'm doing the main room. I did it second because I wasn't really sure what I wanted that like the house to look like on the inside. I wasn't sure how I wanted the rooms. I kind of had an idea, but it's just so small. Oh, hi, cat. My cat just ran inside. Hi. But it's just so small, it was hard to fit stuff, and I wasn't sure what to do with the furniture because all the furniture that's like vintage kind of is almost too nice for this house, because I wanted them to look like they were like really poor without, you know, making the house all dirty and gross. I don't really know if there's a way to even make the house dirty and gross, but I was trying to make them look poor, and I made things really dark, so So I have to spray my cat with the spray bottle to make him go away. I don't do that a lot, but right now he's being very mean. But I was trying to make the house really dark because they didn't clean a lot, and if you had a lot of money and you didn't want to replace things, you had to make things dark. So if they got dirty, people just wouldn't see how dirty your stuff was. Kind of gross. Everything was pretty gross back then, but yeah. So I made everything kind of dark, and I didn't, people didn't really have double beds back then, so I just put single beds for everyone since the mom is single anyways, and I needed more room for upstairs. And I just put that like wooden bathtub up there because people would use like buckets to use the restroom in sometimes and bathe themselves in like basins kind of like that. We are very lucky now that we don't have to go get water out of a well and bring it upstairs and heat it up in front of a fireplace and then, you know, take a bath that way. And I also remember reading that like the man of the house would take a bath first, and then I think like the sons would, and then the wife, and then the children, like the daughters, would last. I'm pretty sure that's how it used to be. So they would do it, I think by age as well too. So think about that, like having to use the same bath water that everyone in your entire family used, especially if you have gigantic families or like very stinky siblings, which I'm sure most people's siblings are stinky, you know. So now I'm doing the outside of the house, and I think this like lot was perfect for the Sims I put here and for the house. I really liked the lot, and everything around it looked so pretty, and it's just perfect with like the fishing spot right next to it. It's on like, what do you call it, a peninsula? Is that what this would be, a peninsula? It's not quite an island, but it's surrounded by water on 3 sides, right? So I was trying to make a farm, and I could not figure out quite where to put the farm how I wanted it. I knew I needed to use like fencing, but finally I just put it in this corner over here, and I thought that looked really nice. There was just so much room outside, and there was a lot more room than I expected to have when I had, you know, finished building the house. So I was just trying to make a gigantic garden so I could take up some of this space. But I really liked how I did the landscaping in the end. I do put some bushes in here. They're like rose bushes, and I kind of wish I would have put like more naturally occurring plants there, like the lavender or sunflowers even, so it was more like kind of weedy stuff, not fancy flowers. But I didn't notice that till I was watching it again, so I think I'm just being too picky and I'm being too hard on myself right now. But I had a lot of fun doing the machinima for this too. That's one of my favorite parts, is doing the machinima for the builds that I do. Sometimes it takes me like 5 hours to complete it, but it was just a lot of fun doing it. I don't know. I really enjoyed like building the families and kind of creating the people that go along with the house. Usually I create the family first and then I do the house because I want to kind of get an idea of what their personality is, what kind of stuff they need in their house, so I don't have to go back and be like, okay, I need to add this actually. But yeah, I'm pretty much done with the build. I thought it looked really good in the end. I had a lot of fun doing it. I do move these pumpkins over because when I was trying to take pictures, I was like, oh, you can't even see the pumpkins at all from this angle. But thanks for watching, you guys. Do not forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any constructive criticism, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.